Hi everyone. So it's been a little while, a few weeks. Um, and I guess this is just an update on what's going on and what's happened. So my last video I made, I believe, was 6 weeks. I had made a 7-week update, but it never got up. And here's why. I had made it and I planned to put it up, but I don't know why I didn't, but my first prenatal appointment was on the 24th of November, which I would have been 8 weeks. And I'm saying I would have because when I went to get my ultrasound only showed that I was 5 weeks pregnant. So when we did the ultrasound, there wasn't anything there but the gestational sac. And my boyfriend was there with me. So it was very disappointing. And I just felt like there was something wrong. Like, why am I not seeing my baby? I'm supposed to be 8 weeks. So what they were saying is that it's possible that I could have ovulated late. So I just went along with that. So that was on a Monday. So I was scheduled to come back in on a Wednesday morning to get my betas lab checked, my levels. So I went back that Wednesday morning and they took my blood, and basically that was it. I was in and out, and I was scheduled to come back that same day at 1:15. So I came back, got my results, and it turned out that my HCG levels, they did rise. However, they didn't rise as much as my doctor would have liked. And also my progesterone level was low as well. It was at a 12. So basically she told me that this wasn't gonna be she didn't think that it was gonna be a baby that I would be able to take home. So basically she suggested that they can give me this medicine that would induce a miscarriage, or I could have the surgery done to get everything out. And of course I said no. I said I wanted to do another ultrasound, because I was just like, what if there's that chance that everything is okay. I've heard stories about how people went in for the ultrasound and they only saw the gestational sac, and went in maybe like a week or 2 later and they saw the baby. So scheduled me for another ultrasound a week later, and it was the next Wednesday, and I ended up canceling the ultrasound and rescheduling the ultrasound for the 15th of December, which was 2 weeks later. So the 15th is on Monday, this coming Monday. Today's Saturday, and so the beginning of this week, Monday, I had my neurological appointment, because I was considered high risk because I don't talk about it much. I don't really like to talk about it much, but I have epilepsy, so I was considered high risk. And on top of that, this pregnancy was a surprise. And they're saying that I should have been on an extra 400 milligram of folic acid. And prenatal pills, if I wanted to get pregnant, but I wasn't planning on getting pregnant, so it was that. So that was what that appointment was, to see my levels, because I do take medicine for it. So that same Monday, it happened in the morning. Before I went, I had this discharge, and it was really weird. It was like TMI, but it was like a pinkish, tannish color, and it did not look normal. And I had that twice, once in the morning and then once like in the afternoon, and then it stopped. And then Tuesday of this week, which was the next day, I had a very dark brown discharge. And I knew that couldn't be normal. On top of that, I was cramping. And it wasn't like a cramp and then, maybe like 5 minutes of cramping and then it goes away. This was steady cramping throughout the whole entire day. And that day, I had to work. So I was having this discharge, and there were tiny little clots in it. And I didn't think that this was normal. So I called my nurse, and she assured me that it was normal. This does happen. But I don't think she really understood, like, I was cramping, like, consistently cramping, like I was on my period. So that whole day, something just told me something was wrong. I knew in my heart something was wrong, and they say, you know your body better than anybody else, especially a mother. You just know when something's wrong. But I kind of brushed it off, but at the same time, I still had that nagging feeling. And I had to work the next day. I had a 9-hour shift that day. And I wasn't to call out. My mother said that I should probably call out, but I didn't. I didn't call out. And I really should have. So the next day at work, it kind of slowed down a little bit. And then I was still cramping, and then it started up again maybe around 9 o'clock. And it got a little worse throughout the day. A little more clotting and a little more discharge, and then kind of like spotting. So I was kind of getting worried. So maybe around like 11 o'clock, I was like, that's it, I'm going to the emergency room. So I planned on going to the emergency room after work. And at 11 o'clock, I wasn't going to get off until 4, so I still had like quite a few more hours to go. So I was like, you know what, I can make it. So then 2 o'clock comes rolling around. 2 more hours. I can do it. I go to the bathroom because I just had this feeling like you need to go to the bathroom and check, because throughout the whole day I was consistently also checking to see if I was bleeding, if the bleeding was red, if there was more of it. So I went to the bathroom and I wiped, and the blood was a dark red. And there was a little bit more of it. So I started panicking. I started freaking out. I told my mom, and she was like, you need to just go ahead and leave work and go to the emergency room. So I did. I let them know. And I called my boyfriend, and we went to the emergency room. And we got there around 4 o'clock. It was around 4 o'clock, and we didn't get seen until 7 o'clock. So, when I did finally get seen, I had to pee in a cup, and then I went for an ultrasound. So when I went for the ultrasound, he did the one on your stomach first, and it showed that I was 5 weeks. Yeah, 5 weeks. And so I was like, that's not right, because I was 5 weeks 3 weeks ago. It was really 2.5 weeks ago, but I was 5 weeks then. So how on earth could I still be 5 weeks? So he was like, well, let's get a closer look. So they did the transvaginal ultrasound and showed that I was 5 weeks, nothing in a gestational sac. He was like, well, it's too early to tell, so let's not do anything hasty. Let's wait another week. Basically, I was like another week? I've waited like almost 3 weeks only to find out that I'm still 5 weeks. So basically, that's just confirmed, like, I felt like there was something wrong, and there was. My baby had stopped growing. It stopped developing at 5 weeks. And that day I would have been almost 11 weeks. I think I was 10, I should have been 10 weeks and 4 days. But when they said that I was 5 weeks, like 2 weeks back, I was like, okay, well, I ovulated late, so I figured that I would be around 7.5 weeks. But that wasn't the story. So, then I went back. They rolled me back to my room. That was so weird. Like, they were rolling me back and forth, and I was only in this like, I don't even know what they call it. The thing that you wear at the doctor's office, and like, it's like, you put it on the front and then it like opens in the back. It was so weird, like being rolled back and forth in just that, nothing else. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So, after about like a 10-minute wait, they was like, okay, we want to roll you back to the ultrasound room so we can take some more pictures and get a closer look. So I had to go back, and let me tell you, it's not fun getting stuff stuck up you. Like, I kept getting things stuck up me, like, so I went back for the ultrasound, and then I was rolled back. So I was rolled back and forth. And then we went back to the room, and then they did a cervical exam, I guess. And yeah. So they did that, and she said that my cervix was dilated a little bit. So basically, she was like, it looks like you are about to have a miscarriage. Not the words I wanted to hear, but it didn't come as a shock to me, because I already had that feeling. I already had the feeling. I didn't want to believe it, but I did. And everybody, has been praying for me. And this old lady, this sweet old lady, she prayed for me, and my boyfriend in the emergency waiting area. And then I saw her again in the hall, and she was so sweet. And when they were rolling her back to her room, she said, "You're having a boy." At that time, I didn't have the cervix exam yet. But I thought it was so sweet, and So when I found out that I was having a miscarriage, I was like, well, maybe next time. And my boyfriend was so upset. It hurt to see him upset like that, but I already knew it, so I wasn't surprised. I kind of came to terms with it quicker than I thought I would. I didn't cry that day. And I was in the emergency room for 6 hours. I didn't leave until almost 10 o'clock. So I was extremely tired. So I didn't cry that day. No, I take that back. When I was panicking before I went to the emergency room, I was panicking and I started, I kind of cried, but I was in public and I don't like to cry in public, so my eyes just kept watering up. But as for like boohoo crying, I didn't cry that day. So yeah, basically they sent me on my way. They gave me these papers on miscarriage, and it tells you what's going on, and then they send you on your way. And my doctor wanted me to see my OB on Friday, but my OB was already booked, so I'm just like, how are they supposed to see me on Friday? So, and I already had a scheduled appointment for this coming Monday, so I ended up not getting an appointment for Friday. So Thursday is when like the cramping got a little stronger and my back was hurting, but it wasn't to the point of like terrible cramping. And that day I still didn't cry. I mean, I came to terms with it. It wasn't meant to be. I wasn't angry at God like I thought I would be. So I came to terms with it. And then Friday came along and the pain, oh my God, my back and just like all around, like this area right here from my back all the way around, I was having contractions, and it was probably like every 30 minutes for a while, and then as time progressed, it got closer and closer together. It was painful. I tried to sleep, and then I think around maybe like 7 o'clock, I got up to use the bathroom. So I thought I had to use the bathroom. And I guess like when you're gonna have a baby, they say it feels like you have to poo. And I kind of felt like I had to poo, but I didn't. And I guess I kind of like pushed. Like when I went, I'm sorry to my TMI, but when I went to push, like, just weird thing came out of me. Mind you, I was only 5 weeks, so it's not like the baby was formed and just, so I thought it was over after that, but it wasn't. The pain stopped, and then it started again, and yeah, it just got a bit worse. I ended up going to bed. They didn't give me anything for it, and I didn't know that they should have. So I did it naturally. No pain meds or anything. I tried taking like a Tylenol and some other pain medicines, but it didn't work. So that wasn't fun. So today, Saturday, I wake up and no pain, so I figured it was over. And then maybe like 11 o'clock comes rolling around and the pain comes back. My back is killing me. I'm cramping. And So I went to use the bathroom because I felt like I had to use the bathroom again, and then something else came out, and it was so shocking. And I think that was the thing that was supposed to actually come out. And after that, my back hurt for a little more. I was cramping for a little more after that. And it's not as bad now. So now I think the worst part is over. So I had a miscarriage. And it's hard. It really is. I guess today was finally the day where it was time for me to cry, because I did cry. I am feeling a bit depressed, and I just don't want to be home, because when I'm by myself, I'm thinking, and I keep crying. And I did this little thing on Instagram for my baby. Even though I was still 5 weeks, I fell so in love with the fact of being pregnant. And it's crazy how you can be pregnant 1 minute and then bam, it's gone. So I did this thing where I still have my first pregnancy test, and this little onesie that I brought when I found out, and I just wrote this whole entire paragraph on what happened. And I really am hurting, and I say that I'm fine, and I am fine. Like I said, I came to terms with it. It wasn't meant to be. God told me it wasn't time, basically. So, there's nothing I can really do about it. So, it hurts. It really does, but my hurt will heal in time. And I also said I felt in my heart that it was going to be a boy. I just knew it. And then everybody kept saying it's going to be a boy. And then that old lady said that I was going to have a boy. So I felt in my heart that it was a boy. So basically that's what happened. And I'll be okay. But, yeah, so that's basically what happened from 7 weeks on up to now. And, that's why I have been gone. So, if you had stuck around for this whole 23 minutes and 10 seconds of this video, thank you for watching. And I hope that all the other mothers that went through a miscarriage, I hope that things will get better. And I know I just lost my baby today or yesterday, but I know that things will get better, and I hope that you guys know that it will be better too. I never in a million years thought that my first pregnancy would end in a miscarriage, but I mean, it's life, it happens, and just gotta, I guess, go along with it. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. This video is 24 minutes long, so I need to cut this, so thank you for watching.